Glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God bless you all.
Well, my name is Kamel El-Cheikh, and I'm just a concerned parent that's trying to liberate Canada's kids. That's all I'm doing.
I have so much faith that if you go back to Reno High School where I went, I had born-again Christian friends, and I had Maronite friends. I also had Jewish and Sikh friends. You know what we talked about? We talked about how cold the weather is. We talked about getting a Tim Hortons double-double. And we talked about the latest hockey game. Yeah. And there's the odd time where we chirped each other, but it was all good and fun. That's the Canada that I grew up in, and that's the Canada that we are committed with all of you to bring back. I promise you that. Yeah. You see what the pedophiles, now they're scared of me. They'll do it online. You see what they're doing. Sing! Yes. And Mr. Trudeau, yes. You do not speak for Canadians. I promise you, look into my eyes again, and you can see it in the videos. I know I put fear in your eyes. You bullied our blue-collar truckers. But this white-collar guy is going to make sure you all eat your words. And I want to remind you, Mr. Trudeau, the cabinet ministers that you fired as soon as I hit a plane to Lebanon for my vacation, I know why you fired them. And they're listening today. Yes. I helped get elected. And I know I put fear in your heart. You're not sleeping at night.
Yeah, yeah.
And I probably made a dispute between you and Sophie.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, probably.
And I will make sure you will not sleep at night. Not a COVID measure, not draconian laws, whatever you throw at Canadians, remember that from coast to coast, 98.4% of the straight tide is going to be a counter to your pride. And I will tell you, I'm straight, and I'm a Muslim Canadian. This is an evangelical Christian. My fellow Christian Laura Lynn, who's another Canadian warrior. Heterosexual. In our minds, there's one male and one female. And people that give birth, they're not birthing persons. They are women. Remember, woman, you disrespectful man, I'm sure your wife left you for that. Women are a foundation of society. In the Quran, it says heaven is under a woman's foot. And I don't know why you engage in this silly rhetoric. I don't need to know what a woman is. My beautiful wife, Shireen, she was pregnant. We are definitely not pregnant. I was expecting. She was pregnant for 9 months. And I respect women because my wife, I apologize to her right now, I ruined our whole vacation running this organization. That's how you respect women, my friend.
Well, you know what? I don't want to take credit for all the work that's being done at headquarters. We got a lot of people working around the clock. But yeah, we organized this and we're trying to liberate Canada's kids.
What is the message here?
Well, the message is very simple. What we want is we have a lot of confidence in Canada's parents. And Canada's parents, we trust them to raise Canada's kids. It's a very simple message. Yet sometimes it's so complex.
Why do you think we are in the situation as a country that we are right now?
Well, some of it is obviously the Pride community. Not all, of course, a substantial number of them. They've been asking for rights for years. They got the right to get married 10 years ago, and tolerance, and we wanted to be respectful because Canada has many opinions. Now, as people of religion and other faiths, we just don't want to compel anybody to do as we want. But once it came to violating our civil liberties, that's where we draw the line. And this is why we're here today.
Were you here for truckers' protest too?
You know what? I took part. Again, I'm one for a peaceful protest. And the truckers, a lot of them were trying to be peaceful, right? And you know what? When you're motivating people to come, sometimes you have people that might get violent. What we want to say to people from coast to coast is we want to do this peacefully. We don't condone any violence. We want people to protest peacefully. This protest should be seen like Martin Luther King, like Gandhi, like Malcolm X and Nelson Mandela. And this is Canada's Million People March today.
So what do you think? We didn't get here overnight, right? It took many years to get to the point where we are now. What do you think should be the steps taken politically or culturally to overturn this?
Well, I mean, that's a very broad question. There are the protesting steps. Obviously, there's the administrative steps. There's the litigation steps. But most importantly, you need to unite Canadians of all walks, white, black, Muslim, Christian, and they need to be communicating with each other. So I called for a national dialogue 3 months ago, and it's well received. So we're going to be depending on our clergymen, our imams, our sheikhs, our priests and rabbis and Buddhist monks. We're going to bring them together, and we're going to liberate Canada's kids through that dialogue.
So Canada is a godless society now, and it's not just secular, it's straight up godless. And we find that there's really, the man has been emasculated. Is one of the solutions is bringing the man back, first question, and how do we bring the man back, like to be a real man, righteous man?
Well, again, we live in a democratic society, and in a democratic society, as absurd as people can get, they have the right to their opinion under the Constitution. I disagree with pronouns. I don't use them. In my head, there's one male and one female. And so what goes on in my head must be respected if you want me to respect your views, what's going on in your head. I ask for compassion for you, maybe get some help. But in the end, we need to coexist as one nation under God, irregardless of our views.
Justin referred to truckers' convoy as fringe minority when they won't, and it seems like people refer to this movement as a fringe minority, but it's not. What do you tell to the people that are not sure where to stand because maybe they're afraid to lose their job, the same way they were coerced with COVID vaccines, for example, and everything else. It's really hard for the people to speak up for the values and for the values of this country in order not to lose their job. What do you think is the solution to that? What do you tell to those people?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for Justin Trudeau. He's lost his legitimacy a long time ago. Canadians were fighting, but they were fighting by themselves. What we've done is we've united Canadians together. And when you're linked under that Canadian flag, the sky's the limit. And that's what I'm here for today, is to design that from coast to coast, and we're committed to that.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
God bless you too. You're a lot taller than I am, and I'm 6'3".
Thank you. Thank you.
Glenn, we make a community worse for everyone.